Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Membership Minute, Printing United Alliance's weekly series dedicated to bringing you the latest in association news. Today, we have another special extended Membership Minute, where we will meet an expert here at Printing United Alliance. Joining us today is Lisbeth Lyons, and she is the VP of Government and Political Affairs, a position she has held with the industry for the past 15 years. Thanks for joining us, Lisbeth.
Hi, Ashley. Glad to be here.
Great. Yes, and we're glad to have you here. Lisbeth just held her first Ask the Experts webinar on February 17th, and will be returning for another webinar in October that will focus on the hot topics in federal legislation this fall. If you'd like to learn more about these member-only webinars, please visit sgia.org/education/ask-the-experts. Recordings of the webinars will be made available to members to access via sgia.org. So Lisbeth, please tell our members a little more about yourself and the Printing United programs that you currently offer. So what's your background and your area of expertise?
Well, my background, Ashley, is in federal lobbying and advocacy on behalf of the business community. And as you said, I've been working specifically to represent the printing and packaging industry for the past 15 years. And what that means, when I say represent, that means I'm actually taking up our policy positions, our policies that we want to advance, policies that we are concerned with and want to oppose. I actually walk the halls of Congress and meet with senators and representatives in order to make the case for the industry. And I do that as well with the now Biden-Harris administration. Another large part of what I do and where our members really come into play is facilitating the grassroots advocacy. And that is facilitating communications between constituents, so our member companies, their employees, their stakeholders, and the senators and representatives that represent them in their home states and districts. So it's a way that we can create not only a direct lobbying, a professional lobbying that I do day to day on Capitol Hill while our members are busy running their business, but then I also manage the grassroots advocacy. So I reach out to our member companies strategically when it's time for them to step away, take a moment, and contact their members of Congress to urge action on a particular vote or issue.
Interesting. Sounds very exciting. So what do you do specifically at Printing United Alliance?
I am pretty much walking the halls of Congress, although that's virtual these days. And that's been an interesting challenge to advocate virtually, just as every other business has learned how to operate virtually. The influence industry has had to learn that as well. And so many of my meetings now are on Zoom or phone calls or Teams. And again, just pressing forward on the industry's issue agenda and making sure that members of Congress understand who we are as an industry, what our economic footprint is. We talk about our environmental stewardship and all the ways that print is essential, and encourage Congress to support the issues that will create pathways to new marketplaces for our members, and also to oppose legislation that might intentionally or sometimes unintentionally create negative consequences that make it more difficult to do business.
What are you most excited for and focused on right now?
COVID has been taking over in terms of every issue at every business, and that's no different when it comes to government affairs and legislative advocacy. One thing that's come out of this whole pandemic is really a resurgence of pride and recognition that print is essential. And that's something actually that I worked on when we started Printing United Alliance. The very beginning of the pandemic, we began working with the Department of Homeland Security to be sure that print and packaging were explicitly listed as critical workforce jobs and infrastructure, and that many states have adopted that definition and guidance as well. So we were able to get print declared essential in as many states and jurisdictions as possible. And because of that, and because of the pivots that our member companies have made, and really the amazing way print has supported all sorts of adaptations that we've all had to put forward during COVID, whether it's printing educational materials for homeschooling, printing the mail that goes out, printing public health announcements, all of the signs and graphics that we see that remind us to socially distance ourselves from others, masks and other PPE. The printing industry really came to the forefront, kept operating as essential businesses, and I think has probably the highest visibility that it's had in a while as an industry on Capitol Hill. Members of Congress recognize the importance of the products we make. They recognize the importance of our businesses, that they continue to operate even during times of crisis. And I think what's really important is, and what I'm excited about, is leveraging that opportunity to take it to the next level and make sure that members of Congress are connecting our legislative asks and our legislative challenges and opportunities to the fact that we are such an essential industry. And in turn, it will be easier in some ways to be able to influence their decisions to act on behalf of our industry. And certainly, the grassroots pride that we've seen in our members throughout COVID and being a print as an essential industry has really been remarkable. And that's been exciting during a really tough time.
So how can people get involved with the government and political affairs as a member of Printing United Alliance?
Well, that's definitely something we encourage. So I'm glad you asked. And really, one of what I view as one of my biggest responsibilities in my job is to facilitate that constituent communication, to connect that real life printer with his or her senator or representative so that the real story and the real impact can be understood when laws are being debated and voted on. And one way we do that is we have an army, if you will, of printing champions throughout the industry. And what I would encourage everyone to do is go to our website at sgia.org, and you will see the online advocacy center. This is where we post issue education. So you, your employees, your stakeholders can learn about the issues that we're lobbying on Capitol Hill. It's also where we activate our membership, where we post action alerts so that you will know when it's time to reach out, whether by phone, by email, by letter to your member of Congress. And also we provide a lot of talking points and easy facilitation communication tools for members to be able to make that connection with their members of Congress. So I would encourage everyone to sign up on our advocacy online center, where it asks just to fill in your name as a print champion. It doesn't commit anyone to anything. All it does is say that you'd like to learn more about how your company and its employees and its stakeholders can be involved on advocating on behalf of the industry.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here and letting members know a little bit more about you, what you do, and how they can get involved.
Great. Thanks, Ashley.
Make sure to keep your eye on future episodes of Membership Minute, where we will interview more Printing United Alliance experts. Printing United Alliance is an association built by and for the printing industry. To learn more about the benefits of becoming a Printing United Alliance member, visit sgia.org. Our team is looking forward to hearing from you.